You know what? Fuck the countdown. Hello, everybody. We were so impatient to start, so we thought like we have 1.5 minutes more of countdown, but we're just gonna do it anyway. So, Jack, welcome in the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. I'm
Good to be here.
Sorry? Yeah,
good to be here.
Yeah, because I thought you said lekker weer.
No, not really right now. So.
Nice, cool. We have quite some people watching already, so that's nice. Gorkum is online, the first one to leave a comment. Yeah, like always, please let us know if the sound's off, if something's too loud or too soft. Let us know. And today I have Jack Den Haas. We know each other for quite some time. We met a lot of times along the way, like a long time ago actually. I played some party in Leeuwarden in the north of Holland for Klopgeist, our friends from that have Paradigm now. And
that's right, yeah.
Yeah, you actually reminded me of like, yeah, I was there too because Aaron Duindam had to play there, and you.
He was playing there, yeah. We came all the way to Leeuwarden that day, and it was a good night actually.
Yeah, the infamous Kantoor parties, they were ridiculous. That's like one of the mad parties from the past, man. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
No mind, he's also here. Welcome, man. Glad you're watching. It's great. It's gonna be a great night, I'm sure. We're gonna watch some projects. I'm really curious to your breakbeats, Jack, and I already know a bit. Like I saw it in the test. Like that's how you do it. So we're gonna have a look at that. But before, let's play some of your new music. I forgot the name of the label.
Label's Outright Records.
Outright Records.
Outright, yep.
It's a new one, right?
It's a new one, yeah. The first release is, I think, coming in 3 days. It's a various artist release with Joko and Michael James, I believe.
Nice, that's a great lineup. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really nice EP as well. So it's,
yeah, man, I love the track. So let's start with Love to Give.
Okay.
Jack with a banging track, as always. Nice grooves, man. It's really nice. Really enjoy this.
Thanks.
This is going to be a rocking EP. We got Vyrone online as well, which is nice.
There he is.
Team is complete, you know. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We had a great session with Vyrone as well, I think 2 weeks ago. And he did like a great mixing session, like on mixing. So if you're watching, watch back that episode as well. But yeah, today's it's Den Haas. Great to have you on. Yep. So what's cooking? You know, the Corona time has been influencing our gigs, but now again because Holland just closed up. Yeah, did you had something lined up? It's got cancelled as well.
Yeah, last year actually, I had my first London gig in March last year, 2019, and that was actually the last weekend before everything closed down.
Oh yeah.
And I had like three gigs confirmed for the rest of the year back then, but well, they all got cancelled, and now it's quite a long time ago, so I'm not sure if it's still going to happen. But
yeah, well,
let's see. You can just
when this EP drops,
you can only wait actually.
When this EP drops, you're gonna get so many bookings, you know.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope so. Yeah,
it's a great danceable EP, so I guess it will work to get back. We were talking about it earlier this week. Did you make a lot of music, or did you got sort of like in a writer's block or something? What how did this lockdown period was for you?
Yeah, it's up and down actually. It's like last year I had like a moment like, oh man, I don't want to make music anymore, so I just had some time off, like 2 months, and then after that, it started flowing back again, and at the end of summer, I think, and yeah, so that's just like you said before, like I've got something on the shelves ready to release. That's right, but like I think the last 4 months I haven't made any music. It's just somehow inspiration is totally gone, and I don't even feel like making music. It sounds a bit depressing, but
yeah. Well, you have these.
It's not like I said. I have enough on the shelf, so I know it's coming. It will come back, but I think it just has to. Just when clubs are happening back again, and it should be coming back as well.
Yeah, because
that's just the biggest inspiration source.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and it will come, you know. Sometimes it's also good to leave the music alone for a while, you know. Like when we discussed this on Sunday, I also had like a period that I didn't make any music at all, like almost for a year. Like a few years ago, I was like, you know, I just needed a break from sitting behind my computer, and now I'm like spending a lot of hours just teaching, but also like making music again, which is nice, you know. So it always comes in phases, and having a good break also maybe gives you a new perspective on when you start. And obviously a good Dive and Live show really inspires as well. So, you know, I bet
that's the idea,
when we hang up, you're going to go like, I'm going to make a track.
Yeah. Just end up like 3 or 4 o'clock in the night. And
then there's a new EP.
Yeah.
At least the start of it.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
All right.
So expectations are high now. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, let me know tomorrow morning. So before we get into more, showing some projects, we're gonna go over some projects, and I'm really looking forward to see how you really work, and because during the test we had some CPU problems, but you fixed it, so now I get to see the full thing, which is nice because I like to see it on the show. So let's play another track of this EP. It's called This and That, which is also super nice, so you guys know what we're gonna hear later on. organ live. You layer that bass line with an organ.
I'll show you.
Yeah, cool. Let's get into it. You can start sharing your screen and let's do some dive in live.
Okay, good. So in the line of this EP, the third track, like the project of the third track here.
Nice. Let's put this.
Everything clear? Can you see?
I think we're all
screen?
good. Yeah, let me move this here.
Check if this.
We got close to custom online.
Ah, there he is.
Yeah, man. Now the team's complete, right?
Yeah, yeah. Now it is. Yeah. Okay, so this one is called Sanctuary. I always name my project after sound and then a number, and it's just that number goes up every time I start a new project. And what I do, like I separate the entire track into 2 different projects. So this is the creative project actually. So I start here from blank, from scratch, and then do all the creative stuff. So I create everything and then arrange it all.
Yeah.
I start in session view.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll just get this out of the way. And well, everything just lines up. And 1 sec, I need to get rid of the video screen.
Yeah, the zoom stuff's always annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's a kick. Actually, I use this kick in another track as well, so that's why it's here. It's called Den Haas, Den Sip is another track of mine.
Yeah, we'll listen to that later on.
Yep.
We don't hear the sound. You need to, I think.
Oh, I need to, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There we go. There's the kick.
That's it. So this kick, what I usually do with my kick is like, I used to have a 909, so once I sold it, I sampled all the kicks out of it. So 100 means like the pitch of the kick is like 100, so that's more punch. And what I like to do with a kick is get it looped. And what I use a lot is the Decimort.
Decimort, yeah, I love it as well. D16 grooves.
I use it all the time. It's so good. Yeah. So, I'm warning, this is going to sound ugly now.
It's like the Gebber sound.
Yeah. And then what I want, so I'm just cranking this one up like this. And then what I do is like, I call this like a manual compressor. So I do like the clip envelope and then the volume.
Yeah.
And then I can control like the volume over time of the kick. So I can do this. So now it sounds a bit, this is nice. And then maybe turn up the start up a bit. And maybe a little bit more.
That's interesting.
So, and then afterwards, or maybe even I think with this dance step kick, I used an EQ before Decimort, so I can like add a bit more character to it.
Yeah, to send it into the distortion with some more power and certain frequency range. Nice. I've never seen somebody do this. This is a nice trick.
So and then when I like it, I just render it and then just go from there. So
yeah,
that's what I did with this kick. And then what you see is here, just I did a bit of EQing. It's like the 200 hertz, pick a bit less.
Yeah, to make space for your bass.
Yep, that's it. So I'm going to delete this. That's actually the process of the kick. I do it every time. So like, when I have like a new project, I just start with a new kick. And if I have a nice kick, I use it in several projects and then just go from there, because like the kick is that important to me. So I want to start with a good kick right away.
Yeah.
So this one is like really quite thumpy. It's nice.
Yeah.
A bit of a club kick. So then here we have the bass, and actually I have 2 channels of bass. This one is a solid bass. One sec. I need to clear out my track spacer. So this is a solid bass preset. It's from Samples from Mars.
Yeah, I love Samples from Mars.
Solid. Yep, it's from the DX100 from Mars. I use this one as well. It's like a lately sound. You can really like crank it up nights with them. And in front is like the scale plugin from Ableton.
Yeah.
It's a MIDI plugin, so I can like get the track. So the track is in F minor, and I like to make sure everything is in key. So when I use plugins, I use the minor scale plugin from Ableton to.
Yeah, so you can just jam anything you want, but it will always correct it into the scale, no?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And when I use samples, I just like look for any minor sample and then just transpose it to the right key.
Yeah.
So here's another channel of bass, and this is the Prophet
From Arturia.
Yeah, it's an organ preset. That's what I thought. So there's the scale plugin again, and it's just basically I just copied the MIDI clip. It's exactly the same melody as the bassline.
Yeah, maybe an octave higher.
But yeah, I think an octave is
yeah. Nice, it sounds great.
Plus 12, yeah. So with the kick, so this is actually a Mixdown thing, but this one track spacer is in my default template. The track spacer is just like a, how do you call it, like an organic sidechain plugin. So I send the kick to this channel, the ghost kick, and then the output of the ghost kick goes into the sidechain channel and to the track spacer.
Yeah.
So what you can see here, the track is coming. So what's nice about this thing is I can use any kick I want, and the sidechain will, the track spacer will just adjust to the input of the kick.
Yeah, and the track space is an amazing unit. It has like I think 32 bands of EQ, and it's sort of like matching EQ. So every time.
Oh, is that? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's like a very intelligent sidechain. Yeah, it's
good.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really nice. So then you have like the kick and the bass, and here is something I use a lot as well. It's ABL3. It's
I love
a 303 clone. And what's nice about this is that you, I'll start just a new meeting.
ABL3 is amazing. I love that unit.
Yeah. So it has like a, how do you call it? A random function. You can, so I make a pattern like this one is 16, but I can do like 64.
Yeah.
And then this random function, you can select the notes you want to play. So I make sure the notes are in the F minor key.
Yeah.
And then if I apply and do next seed, and I can do next seed, and then
ridiculous. I've never used the random one.
And what I also like to do is like make a pattern that's a bit off.
Yeah, like
like not 4 or 8, 8 bar, like make it 30, and then so that is when it starts over again. It's at a different point than the kick is like.
Yeah.
It never sounds the same. So like I like things that you can. When you hear it, you can't keep you can't wrap your head around. Like it starts over, but you don't know when, so it's not something you can like sing along with or just recognize as a melody or whatever.
Yeah. 3 and 5 and 7 and 9 are also used a lot. It's like these polymeters that is very technically.
Yeah, if you like set this to 3, it's so.
How cool, man! I'm gonna use this random. Let me.
I love this.
Oh,
It's such a nice thing to, if you want to add something, it's also nice. You can export the MIDI notes, so you can set a MIDI output.
Yeah.
And then record the MIDI notes and change the sound. You can just insert any instrument you want and play with the notes you recorded. Like, so you can do this. But if you record the MIDI notes, you can put an organ in it or whatever. So it's really nice to use.
Yeah, you can use that MIDI clip just for other sounds as well, to layer or to use it, just use it as a sequencer, basically. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, nice.
So
that's already 2 tricks, man. Here you're on fire.
Yeah, that's a real nice one. So it ended up with this one. Is actually, this pattern is just 16.
Mm-hmm.
And what I have here is, I think these are variations.
Yeah, with the automation in there.
Yeah, so these are all just automated into these clips. That's also a thing I really like to use. Like, that's why I love Session View. You can just make a clip and just call it one, and then just duplicate it and just change anything you like within this clip. It makes it so nice to
call it
add
2,
variation.
3, 4, 5. I do exactly the same. That's funny.
Yeah, that's really so. Like this part, like all these scenes, like 1 till 7, it's just all, I just put in anything I want. So and then from there, this is like the notebook. I just write everything I like or might be in the track. I think there might be some elements here that I didn't even use in the track. So what I do is, like, when I start, just put in everything that might be nice to have in the track, and then just go from there, so that you have enough elements to add. And if there's, in the end, not every element will be in there, but that's all right if as long as you have enough. So
yeah, you can create a lot of variations and then create some scenes and just jam away. Do you actually record live as well? Do you record it like in one go without launching scenes?
I think the automation here, let's see. Yeah, I think this is done by hand. Yeah, this is done by hand. So I have the Ableton Push 2 as well. So that's nice. That's why I configured these settings so I can automate the cutoff and the resonance and the envelope mod and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, nice.
So next one is a pad, and I like to use pads, and I like them soft. And this is a free plugin actually. It's how do you call it?
Clone or
Clone,
imitation. Yeah.
And just this chorus is like, check this.
That's crazy. Well done.
It's really sick.
Well done. Yeah, I know.
So also the skill plugin is in front of this, so I can keep everything in key. So
yeah.
And this is another clip. It's called close because I think the filter will be more close.
Yeah.
That's the difference. The filter envelope is closed here, and it's actually the same. I think the idea was to close it, but
yeah, it feels a bit close though. Isn't there something, maybe some other parameter?
Yeah, well, and maybe it's here.
There you go. This one's
really soft.
Close, yeah.
And also, it's just one note. It's not a chord. See, it's just one note melody.
Yeah.
And this.
Lovely sound. Very gentle.
Yeah, I love that. Like I use this one. Well, really not that much, but yeah, it's just really nice. It's really easy just to get to this sound. Just go with the default preset, and then just turn down the filter a bit, and turn on the chorus, of course, and then you have something like really usable.
Yeah, I noticed this in your tracks as well. You have a lot of subtle, also like the vocals are usually very subtle. Everything is pretty subtle. I really like
Yeah.
the smoothness
You
of
know,
the track.
I like to combine like subtleness with some more aggressive or rhythmic stuff. So like if you do the acid and the pad, just I think it's a bit of both,
It's
like
a nice
or
contrast. Yeah,
best
yeah,
of both worlds,
yeah.
if you ask me actually. So next one is a little stepje.
Step you, stepito.
That's just a just a sample, and I didn't do anything actually. And now it's sustain. It's really dry as well. So
Nice.
here's another step. So that's just a sample. I use a lot of samples as well. So
Yeah, it's nice to yeah, use those in samplers. You can just play them as you want. It's really nice.
yeah. I also do like just in audio channels as well. I have like this trick with gate triggers, which I'll
Yeah,
show later. Yeah,
yeah, I'm
I've
looking
used
for
them.
it.
I use it all the time actually. Next one is Trap Roads. This is just a nice thing to like use every once in a while. I think I use it in the let's see in the breaks probably like before the breaks, yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
And then we have the a mini log. I think I recorded the mini log inside the how do you call it, arrangement view.
yeah.
So that's this.
Ooh, it's a nice sound.
Yeah, the mini log is like really nice. So I had the mini log, the original one,
Yeah,
and I recently changed it for the XD, and it's just a it's just an upgrade. Like with there's a turn oscillator on it, and it also has like what do you call it? The effects, the delay, reverb, and there's chorus on it as well.
yeah.
So
Chord memory as well, right?
chord, yeah, that was on the original one as well. So that's
Yeah,
also nice. Like
yeah.
play fifths or sevenths or whatever. It's good. So I think I just recorded this with Minilog. Bit of automation with auto filter as well. And here it's the same. And here I have, I think, the same source, but I reversed a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, it's not really interesting. So on to the next. Here's the thing I told you about, like with the gate triggers. So
Yeah, which I didn't want to hear because I wanted to hear it in the show.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So this is just an audio loop, and you're not hearing anything right now because of the gate, and the gate is listening to a different channel that's called gate triggers. Let me grab it here.
Hey, Lydia's online. I'm
There we
sorry
go.
you didn't get the notification. I'm glad you're here anyway.
So I have like a channel here. It's just with 6 chains, and there's white noise in there. So when I play it, it sounds terrible, and that's why the channel is off. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what this does is when I play this, it will trigger the gate of this channel. So this is listening to number 4. So
Yeah.
let's make a new one and turn it off. So if I like turn notes into this, then and the nice thing with this gate is like you can play with how you want to open the gate. So if you turn up the attack, it's like and
Yeah.
let's turn this off.
So what's on this channel? What's doing the is that the texture on or or what's, or it's
I
just a
think
sample?
the sample is,
It's a
this
pad
is
or
a
something.
sample.
Oh yeah,
This is sample.
oh yeah, and then
So
it's yeah,
with the gate, I can just trigger with the gate trigger channel. I can just trigger the
get it.
opening and
Yeah,
closing of the gate.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and it's just, it sounds like something you can do. Like you can also do like volume automation and stuff. But I'll
yeah.
show you later on how I like use it. It's in my default template, and it's like a really nice and quick way to just to get started and go from there. Like
I really
it will
like it.
take you like
I use the same sort of thing. I just don't use an extra gate trigger. I just at some point when I have a long pad, I would sidechain the gate to the hi-hat group. So the hi-hats are
hmm
usually very swung, and it will
hmm
trigger my long pad to go to get like sort of like a melody almost.
get it groovy. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's nice as
yeah,
well. Yeah, that's good. Like just add rhythm to a
yeah.
static element is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're programming the rhythm. I use the rhythm that I already have from the hi-hats. Definitely
Yeah,
also worth checking out. But nice, this
yeah,
is great.
that's a good one. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
try that
you
one
try
out.
that one, I'll try this one.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, Yesin is
So
online. Yesin, yo man, he's always watching. Shout out to
yes,
Yesin for always watching. I need to do more shout outs. It's fun to do. You know, it's a live stream. You need to do shout outs sometime.
yeah, that's all right. So on this channel, I've like just triggered it once. You see, here's the four. This is triggering this
Yeah.
step, and what I added is like a texture on. It's from D16 as well.
Also, I don't know this one.
So everything from this 16 you should just get right away. It's just if you don't know it, just get it. You will like it anyway. Just,
Yeah.
you don't even have to test it. This one is a delay plugin, a multi-tap delay. So
Yeah.
it's quite. This is quite simple actually. But the nice thing is you can like add steps of delay and change the volume, or you can just spread it out, like do like this.
Yeah. Holy moly. Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, this is really, and it has like really nice presets as well, and you can do like with the cutoff as well. So if you turn on like a bandpass filter,
Yeah.
maybe turn up the resonance a bit so you can hear it good, and maybe do the same.
Oh man. This is
This is really nice. Yeah, yeah, I
I
love this. This
really
is
like
also
it.
like,
I didn't know. I
so
have a lot of 16 D16, but I don't know this one. Is it new? Like
no, it's not that new actually. I think it's I have it like for like
yeah,
maybe 2 years already.
I'm
So
gonna have missed this. This is nice, man. It's like you're creating your own sort of like delay, and you can like every step of
yeah,
the
yeah, you
delay
can
gets a
just,
different filter.
if
Yeah.
you turn up like the dry wet to all the way to wet, and then you just get a different sound. Like maybe do this, and
Yes, cool.
adjust the cutoff as well.
This is cool, man. You can make
Like
it
you can
pan
like
left or
really
right.
change,
Yeah.
make like a scope, like a stereo field with everything moving towards you or from you.
Yeah, yeah,
Away
yeah,
from
exactly.
you.
You can go really deep in the
Yeah.
like wideness and
hmm
playing with this. Nice. This is a
Yeah.
great one.
Not sure if I can undo all the changes I did right now.
Yeah, or maybe just don't save this project or save it under a new name called After Sound Dive in Live. Just to
Yeah,
be
that's yeah. Well, the track is released already, so it's to be released, right? By the way. Also, I added a bit of a redux.
yeah.
I like bit reduction, like the D16 I use, and this one is just simple. It has like four knobs, and you could just leave this alone and use these two, and
Yeah. Yeah, it adds a nice little grid.
especially with the texture on, like before. So every delayed sound is going through the redux as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you go like from this to this. Yeah.
Adds a great vibe to it. This is
Yeah.
people, this is tricks. This is tricks. With
So
26
next
people
one
taking this trick.
next one is another step. as you probably noticed, I use a lot of steps. Just and also this is triggered. This is also the gates. So this is also triggered by that gate triggers channel, and this is listening to number 2. So added a bit of reverb, which is convolution reverb. I use that also all the time.
Nice.
And I have like a delay channel here with
Bunch
a
of
lot
filters,
of delays
yeah.
and filter and chorus. It's just like send channels are like really the way to just throw everything in and see what it does.
See what happens,
really
yeah.
nice.
And I've got like I think until L, so like group at like return check. Everybody's always like, why do you have so many return tracks? Because it's fun to have like different delays, send some stuff, see what it does, maybe record it and reverse it and get cool ideas going. Yeah,
yeah, it's really nice.
I agree.
So I also have like so you see like this trigger channel. So this clip is pink and this one is pink as well. So I think there is like a variation of this one, probably with this as well. Yeah. Turn this off, right? So the next one is a vocal, and I think I use this. Let's turn on the rest as well. Sanctuary. 1 sec. Maybe this. Sanctuary. And I use this. Sanctuary. I think this one has. Don't be afraid. Yeah.
Nice.
So this is from an a cappella, and I have this one as well. This is from Christine. Feel What You Want. This is like a beatbox part.
How cool.
Don't be afraid. So what I did with this vocal, Sanctuary. I put it in mono first, and then afterwards I have the Uno plugin I just showed.
Yeah.
It has the chorus, and also that chorus has is just a separate plugin as well. So this is exactly the same chorus. Sanctuary. So Sanctuary. It's a bit louder as well. Sanctuary.
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah.
And also, what I like to do, especially with vocals, it's a bit of a. It's not really a reverb, but it's just use the filter delay, and then like double it, like quite. Well, short, not like really short, but you can hear it. Like.
It's a bit like the Den Haas effect.
It's like the Den Haas effect, but not entirely, because then it should be like
shorter.
This. Right?
Yeah.
And also with a bit of feedback, and the nice thing about the filter delay is just you can control the left and the right and the center if you want to, and the dry signal as well. So it's just a simple plugin with a lot of controls. Sanctuary. And this one is just Sanctuary. Like making it a bit wider. Sanctuary.
It's a nice way, because they're filtered differently left and right, you get like a nice sort of really different vibe. So it creates a really nice widening effect.
Also with the volume, like this is one is -8 and -7.3, so a little bit of difference, not too much, but at the end with all the filter and stuff, it's a big difference. Sanctuary. So this is quite mono. Sanctuary. Sanctuary.
Yeah, it's very, very nicely settled down.
Yeah. And what I did with the other vocal, this one, I just sidechain it to this vocal. So whenever she's saying Sanctuary, this one is Sanctuary. Is dipped.
Yeah, cool.
Just for the sake of like you can focus on what's important. And then,
yeah, so the vocal doesn't get masked by the other vocal.
Yeah, that's it. So
smart.
Sanctuary. Sanctuary. Don't be afraid. Sanctuary. Don't be afraid. So that's actually the part with the kick, the bass, all the melody stuff, and the vocal. And then I think from here it's just a lot of drum channels and effects channels at the end.
Yeah.
So here's a clap.
Sanctuary.
Doing this one.
Don't be afraid.
Ah, it's from the Joko pack.
Yeah.
It's a good clap. Thanks.
So
Thanks, Joko, for this clap.
yeah, it's a nice clap, but
Yeah.
I wasn't too satisfied, as you can notice here, because I have like 3 more channel with a clap and a snare.
To layer them.
I'll show you in a bit.
Yeah.
So I have on the clap I have this, and this is also like it has 5 knobs, and just tweak it a little bit and
Sanctuary.
What is it? What is this unit? I don't know it.
it's the RX. The RX 950 was like the Akai sampler.
Yeah, it looks like it's a Kai unit. Yeah.
It's actually a clone of like some of their converters.
How cool! I used to have an Akai S1100 and the EX, like I think 23 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I used to have these big units with one floppy drive, and you had like one
Yeah.
floppy with like 2
Yeah,
MB.
terrible to use, but I think the sound's really nice. So.
Yeah, I sold it a long time ago. Super.
Yeah,
I maybe would have should have kept it, but yeah,
Yeah, mm-hmm.
life.
That's things. I had a lot of things that I sold, and afterwards I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done
Yeah,
that. But
wow. Yeah,
it happens. Yeah,
life. Nice that they have this. I didn't know. I'm gonna look these up.
yeah. So what this does is just it's a saturator. As you can. It's getting louder as well, but
Yeah.
just turn it down. And also you can put it in mono, which is nice. If
Sounds
you use a
getting
clap.
nice and gritty. Yeah.
So like I said, I have like multiple layers of claps and snare stuff. So, and again, especially with claps and snares and a lot of drums, I use this gates again. I do that mostly with drums actually. So here's like. So you can show again, like if you turn off the gate, it's just a full loop.
Yeah.
So, and the nice thing about this also, like what I liked about this one is the highs as well. So I opened up the release just to get a bit more of that, like the hi-hat or the tambourine that's playing. So it adds just to the groove really nice.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Don't be afraid.
And I have another one. So this does exactly the same. I think it's even listening to the same white noise. That's number 5, and this one is number 6 is different, but probably the same hit. And also here, there's not much processing, just some low cut and mono, and the gate, of course. So
That's
this
nice.
is the full loop.
The gate makes it super smooth because it has this attack and release.
Yeah, it makes it like really organic.
Yeah,
You just-
yeah.
And here's another one. Or like I really like those old school breakbeat vibes. That's really,
Yeah.
especially that at high end, it's just really nice.
Yeah.
And this one I'll just show you in a bit. I told you about this Stylus.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it in full
Yeah.
effect. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I did with the clap and snare, like these 3 channels, I made like an extra clip with short. So that's just the shorter version of this. So it's like more with less of the breakbeat and the hi-hats in the original sample.
Yeah, just the snaps.
Yeah, this is just a bit shorter. I think I use. This is not even shorter actually. This one is. Yeah, this is just a snare, and that's nice to use in the track if you're like in the middle of a transition and just maybe a mini break or whatever. Just go from this, go from this, then to this, like just a more straight beat.
Yeah, to get a little bit of release and then back to the tension. You know, it's
Yeah, that's it.
to create moments. Yeah, nice.
So this one is also in my default template. I don't have a big default template. I mention it quite a lot, but it's not. I don't have much. I will show you later.
Yeah, so everybody watching, make sure to stay watching. And if you use
Yeah.
Stylus RMX too, let us know. I think I'm gonna save up some money for it. It's ridiculous.
This is Spectrasonics plugin. So you hear a lot about Spectrasonics. How you call it? The Omnisphere, and the trillion bass.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I use this like I think for like 4 or 5 years, and I haven't seen anyone else use this, and I don't know why, because it's really nice. So I use it in this track as well. So the plugin basically is just it has like a directory of like a lot of drum loops, and the good thing about this is I just make a new channel here and then so you can pick like any loop,
Breakbeats.
breakbeats of course.
Dude.
So the nice thing about this, you can edit like anything you want. So what I usually do, like if I use it together with a kick or in a house track or whatever, I can assign the downbeats and mute them. So if I
Oh, nice.
and also if I want like to have that snare like on the 2s and the 4s,
Backbeats. Yeah.
I can edit this as well. So I can make it shorter, just like a ADSR.
Super snappy. Dude.
And I like this function as well, chaos. It's also like a random thing. So I go back to the main. So everything you hear is main, and I turn to chaos, and I can like randomly let the pattern like get chopped and play in a different
Yeah,
order.
to
like,
get variations. Yeah.
yeah, and
Chaos
all this stuff is like doing things randomly. So I can do like pitch. And pattern is also good because a repeat just repeats some parts of the loop, and then reverse is also nice to use every once in a while. So
Yeah, and you can just sample this or export
Yeah.
it and then have all these different variations and
yeah.
use
And
them here.
the nice thing is you have like 8 channels. You can also add they have aux channels as well, so I can.
Oh no, shit.
It's really nice. I don't use them that much actually. The effects. So there's a reverb here, and I think this is delay, and this is empty, so I can assign anything I like. So
Yeah.
you can like spend a few hours inside Stylus RMX just to get something really weird, and that's nice for inspiration. That's why it's in my default template. It's just really quick. If you know how it works,
Yeah, and it's a
because
bit like
it takes a bit.
it's a bit like Rex files, no? You know, like you have all the separate hits and you can
Yeah.
change them, and this is doing it like in a very the interface is very friendly and
Yeah,
very intuitive.
these are Rex files actually. So that's
Nice.
you can download any different libraries as well and import them in Stylus RMX.
By the way, people were not working for Omnisphere or Spectrasonics.
No,
guys.
we're not.
This
No.
is pure passion.
So in this track, I use it like this. It's quite loud. I think it was like this. So also like the claps and something like a bongo or what is it? This is a clap, and I use this.
So you can also
Yeah.
have multiple layers, adding different drums
Yeah,
together,
there are 8 channels, and you can also like
separate outputs.
You can use separate outputs and record them into audio.
Poof, that is a nice tool.
Yeah, you can do everything with it actually. So it also has like, I don't use it, but they have like sounds. You can just sound menus. I don't know. You can just, there are also, it's not only drums. You can also do the same thing what I just did with sounds as well. So
Pooh, this is like all right. This is gonna go on my wish list.
yeah, this is really nice. I recommend it to anyone. It's really, really good plugin.
By the way, you get Andre Castro is saying hi from Portugal. Thanks for
Hi.
tuning in, Andre.
Hi,
Super
Andre.
nice.
Okay, so let's move on.
Yeah.
Here, I think my microphone here is. You still hear me?
Yeah, you're still.
Oh, this is much better actually. My microphone was still on. The another microphone.
Oh, nice. Like stereo.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I think I'll just skip through the rest of the beats.
We can play the full track for a bit, or like the snippet that we have ready, and give you a little break if you want, or do you want to show it like this?
Maybe just show the arrangement a bit.
Yeah, cool.
As well. So
it's super nice. The floor is yours, my friend.
So what I do here in session view is like just start with the intro actually. So this is the intro, and then with every scene I just add a bit more elements. And then like this, I think this has a different color because it's a mini break. And I think I worked through this with until the first big break, like this yellow part, and then the first drop, and then I record it into arrangement view. And usually I just go from here. I go into arrangement view and just work the track out like this end result. So here's the yellow part again, so I can really nicely recognize my break parts. And here's that ugly green part.
Yeah. Yes. Super nice. It has this old school vibe.
Yeah. So, well, that's the arrangement, and then from here I just what I do before I export all the stems to so I can load the stems into a new project, and that will be the Mixdown project.
Yeah.
So I put everything in this order, like from low frequencies to high, and a bit of like how important everything is. So kick the bass, and then you have all the sounds, steps, melody stuff, and the vocal, and then you have the clap. So the drums go from here, and then here's like the crashes and
Yeah.
the stuff that's not too much in the track. So just only occasionally happening.
Yeah.
And then what I also do, I save the reverb I use in this particular track, so I can use it again in the
Mixdown project.
in the Mixdown projects as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and this one's really nice, by the way. It's convolution reverb. It's from Max for Life, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of like built in 11. If you have 11, then it's probably it's
Yeah.
the hybrid
Well,
reverb.
this is 10, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is really, I love especially this this preset, Real Places, and then
German theater.
the German theater is like really nice. And what I like to do with reverb is like to cut down the damp on high frequencies a bit, so that it's just more in your face.
Yeah.
And it's quite short because I just like it short, especially on drums. I want to have like all the transients just be a transient and not with like an extra tail of reverb behind it. So it's just
keep it short.
it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I have a question for you from Yesin.
Yeah.
He was asking concerning the session view. Is this also how you play it live, and how would you do with wanting to use certain plugins in that scenario? For example, using Zebra or Diva in a live set, but you don't do live sets, no? Or
I don't know. I don't do live sets. No. I think you can answer that question better. I think
I've been playing live for a long time. Yeah.
What I do is like I do play like live if I have like these elements like scene 1 to 6 till 6, and then what I sometimes do is just record the arrangement live. So just go from here and then just start with the kick and see what I want
and add
just add and record that so that you have like something to work with in arrangement view right away. So I think that's the most live I play actually, and it's not really live playing.
Yeah, you can always set up some scenes, and if you have a MIDI controller, map some filters to knobs and just play the scenes while actually playing with the things you've mapped. I really like that way. I've recently been more arranging, like just copying everything to arrangement view and then build from there. But I will always use like my push to organically like open filters and
that's also the nice thing about session view. You can like just have multiple clips with different automation recorded, so you can just like I did with the Acid the ABL3. These are all different, and just record this live and then just use it afterwards. Like just pick one you like at a certain time in the track and then record it. That's a nice way to.
Yeah, you showed a lot like how you use the ABL, for instance, to trigger new ideas. Jamal is asking, how do you come up with the synths? He's stuck in a loop and always have problems to write synth melodies. Do you have any tips on writing melodies with synths? Do you have a certain, you use the gate obviously and some loops, but do you have other tips for the people?
Well, yeah, I think a good tip is like use a scale plugin. Just make sure everything is in key, because then you can just add any note and then it will be in key at least. So just if I just duplicate this and maybe add a few notes.
It will always be in scale. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, and also like what you did with the Rhodes, you know, the little solo that you have three
Yeah,
times and
well, this one, yeah, I think I did this one in with the push, because push
Right.
also has that scale function. You can just set the scale, and every knob you hit will be in scale. So this
Yeah.
is just it's like a staircase, like it goes up.
Yeah, just jam. You know, if you have a controller, it's always good to jam and just take out the best hits. You
Yeah,
know, and that's always.
that's nice, and I think I came up with this during arranging. Just I was like, I need to add something with a bit of tension and a bit of dreamy stuff. So, and what I sometimes use in combination with the scale plugin is random, and then you can just let it play notes. Oh,
Oh, yeah. Cool.
so this is not something you would probably use, but it's something that might inspire you to like, oh, this is a nice part, and just go from there. And
Yeah.
that's I use random stuff quite a lot because it just works quick, and it just offers you ideas, and then from there on you can just go. And it's nice to keep a steady flow during a session, because
Yeah.
if
Yes.
it takes too long, it won't be as good as when you just
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just
work. Yeah, I
trying
think
to
the
get
best
this
the
melody.
best tracks, or at least in my case, like the best tracks are made in the shortest amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Likewise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, you know, like these random things often give you a sort of like a starting point, and if you just hit the
Hmm.
random button a few times, at some point you have something, and from there on you can build and
Yeah.
go somewhere. You know, that's
Yeah.
it's good for the flow, definitely.
Yeah, I think just the best tip, just use a scale plugin. You have also like I just recently got this from Rob. I showed you last week.
Oh
This
yeah, that one. That's the sort of like a scaler, you know, but then Max for Live scaler.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not here right now. It's in my downloads folder, I think. What was it again? I can't remember. Jordomat
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Churdo month. Nice. Well, in the meantime,
Well,
people, I hope you're enjoying. We're doing a live stream with Den Haas. He's showing his project. If you're just tuning in, we're doing this more often. You know, there's lots of episodes online. And we're going to play some more music of him. And we're going to watch one more project probably. And, you know, if you're into making music, check out the Lessons in Life community on Facebook and everywhere. You know, enjoy the tribe. We have lots of knowledge everywhere. So yeah, Fyron Chordomat. Yes, I see.
Jordomat, yeah, that's it. Did I load it in? Yeah, I
There it
loaded
is.
it
Oh
in.
wow.
So this one is I haven't used it yet, but it's yeah, just check out what it was like. But this is really nice as well, because you can set within the plugin is you can set like the scale. So it was F minor, and then it highlights all the chords you can play. And let me turn up the tune a bit. Um, and then you can drag and drop like the ones you like into this, and then you can how does this work? It's
You can create a
you
progression.
can map it to like to a key.
Yeah, yeah, and then create a progression that way. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's also nice. Like just start with chords. What I like to do is like I didn't do it in this track, but start with some chords in a pad, and then use that chord and into your bass track, and then put a arpeggiator in front of it, like
yeah,
just an arpeggiator, so that it plays the notes of the pad, so it will be always in key. Like have things in key. That's just really important. And then
yeah. Yeah, that's pretty handy. Otherwise, it gets really complicated. Maybe a bit
Mhm.
experimental. Yeah, and then
Well, yeah,
our
you have to have a good air if you want to. If you don't use it and you want to have things in key, it works if you have a good ear for it. But
yeah.
if not, then just why don't you use it? Everyone uses it probably.
Yeah, it's nice and it's also good, not everybody's born with perfect pitch, so it's nice to have some help to
No,
see which scale you're in, and then within that range you can start to experiment if you want, but
yeah.
yeah, really nice.
So I think we can skip to a new project.
Yeah, let's in the meantime play the Sanctuary from like the mastered version here, mate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay, people, hang on. We're going to a new project. Here's some music, Den Haas, new EP coming up.
Sanctuary. Don't be afraid. Sanctuary. Don't be afraid. Sanctuary. Don't be afraid. Sanctuary. Don't be afraid. Sanctuary. Sanctuary. Don't be afraid.
Yes. Nice. It's such a nice track. I think this EP is gonna rock, my friend. It's super cool.
Let's see.
Alfonso Benny S. Greasy is asking any chance we can see how the beach was made on Ewax. The EP you did on Ewax.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
Yeah,
in
maybe,
a bit.
it'll be nice.
Maybe.
Let's do like, u vraagt, wij draaien, You ask,
Ja,
we
precies.
play.
Verzoekjes.
Let's see, yeah, because usually with older projects, it's hard to get them in, and maybe they used some plugins, that you haven't been using for a while.
Yeah, well, I think the thing will be that some samples might be missing.
Well, maybe just do Getaway, show us how.
We'll just do.
Yeah.
I want to show the Mixdown process just for a little bit.
Yeah, cool. Go for
I
it.
use a lot of the same stuff as Rob does, Fyrone. So if you want to dive in to Mixdown tips, I would recommend going to the session with Tyrone.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks ago we did that one with Tyrone. So if you wanna, that was a great. That's like a Mixdown masterclass, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a really nice
Yeah.
one. Yeah. So my mixdowns, I like I told, I do them in a separate project, and I load all the audio files in here, and so I think a nice thing to show is the routing, and then maybe some of the channels just to see what's on there. So I have the white channels here are all like there's stuff routed to it. So I have like a ghost kick, ghost bass, and the ghost kick goes to the sidechain channel.
It's like a haunted house with all these ghosts. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's it. And I think what comes in here is all the sounds. So this one, the bass, and the sounds group. This is. And the ghost kick and the ghost bass you can't hear because they need an input. And the output of the ghost bass goes to the sounds channel. So I have all the sounds grouped here, and there's track spacer on it. So what you see here is the blue line is the bass coming in. I use this just to make sure like the bass is coming through, so there's no masking from like maybe this pad sound or this acid stuff.
I bet this track spacer saves you a lot of EQ work.
Yeah, it does, and also it's dynamic. So when the bass is not playing, so there's room for those frequencies in the other elements as well.
Yeah.
So that's nice to, if you cut like a lot of low end from out of a pad, it makes sense when the bass is playing. But when the bass is not playing, you can easily get a bit of that low end back from the pad. So to fill up the gaps a bit. Here's the pre-master channel, and I call it pre-master, I don't know why, but basically the kick, the bass, and the sounds are coming in here. So let's say everything like below 500 hertz is getting in here. So that sounds like this, and I like to compress that a bit just to make sure it's glued. So. This is the Fairchild, it's the universal audio plugin. So what you see here is just a bit of compression. So off. So it sounds just a bit more balanced.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, it's an amazing gluer.
Yeah, and also it adds a bit of low end, like really warm. It sounds really warm. Just when it's not even like reducing any volume, it's still nice to put it on a channel because of the low end, the warmth it adds.
Nice. Yeah.
Especially for low end, this Fairchild I use a lot. This is the drum bass. Well, that's easy. And this one is turned off. I don't know why. I use a bit of parallel compression here, so here's a chain with at -37. Just crushes, basically it crushes the whole drum group, and just adds a bit of, I think a bit of stability, especially in the snare.
Yeah, a bit of punch as well, like a bit more snap. Yeah.
I think the most processing is done over here, like the sidechain, what the track spacer does, and on the channels itself, not that much actually. So here's the kick. So it just only has FabFilter Pro Q3, and it has a bit of. I just shape it to taste. So
you have it on natural phase, I see.
Yeah, usually on low end stuff I use linear phase, but I don't know why I didn't do that here. But
Now with linear phase, you get pre-ringing, no, on the bass. So I usually don't use linear phase, especially on
You,
the low
you
end.
all- you use natural phase. I don't understand it actually. I just somehow I read somewhere probably to just use a linear phase on low end, and that's why I'm using it. So
Yeah, I
I'm
actually
learning something new here.
yeah,
So.
because if you add the linear phase, it will add a sort of pre-ringing to your
Mhm.
because normally if you use an EQ, there's going to be a phase change afterwards.
Mhm.
But if you do it before, then it might fuck up the attack of the kick. Check out these FabFilter videos on their
Videos,
website.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I will do that. Yeah.
yeah. Oats says whatever. It's an amazing track. That's so right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, just let's skip through it and then play a bit. Here's the bass. Also, I have a Mixdown template with just a bunch of channels and FabFilter Pro Q3
Yeah.
in it. So it says this one just cut off a bit of low end.
Yeah, you don't need a lot usually, for if the music is good, then you
No,
don't need
I
a
think
lot of.
especially the balance of the volume, and then so what I do is like I start with first balancing like just the volume knobs, the faders,
Yeah.
and then from there on just get that right, and then from there on just go to the frequencies, just get rid of every low end you don't need or don't want, and then from there on I think 80% is done actually, and then from there on I like to do the stereo imaging, so I'll show that in the sounds part as well. So this is the bass, also the Fairchild. I think it's just a bit of compression probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a lot, because this one has a lot of notes, and it goes from quite a wide range of what do you call it, tones. So it goes from low to high.
Yeah.
And basically it's a melody, but just with a lot of low end.
Yeah.
So without the processing, it's this.
Yeah, it gets a bit more glued. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Not too
what
much.
I like to achieve with the bass is just that it's like the volume is like stable.
Yeah, to get that pressure on the dance floor.
Yeah. Especially with this kind of stuff. It's a lot of notes, just really quite a lot, big melodies actually. So over to the sounds, you have like, here's an organ bass. I use that in a lot of projects. I use it in the other project as well. So here's just basically the same melody as the bass. So that's this. And I used Pro Q3 again, just a bit of low cuts. And then this is my doubler and imager effect rack. I use the imager mostly just to check the phase, just
Yeah.
to see if it's,
It's not going to -1.
yeah, that's it. So the next one, this is the acid. So I did this with the ABL plugin as well.
Yeah, gotta love the ABL.
And I sent it to Ascent. And this is Undersoul is D16 as well. It's a stereo flanger.
Nice.
It's quite subtle actually in these settings, but
Like
just to
a bit
widen it a bit.
Yeah, just a bit wider. Yeah,
Here's,
Tyrone just explained the whole linear phase thing in the chat, so people who
good.
know about linear phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was told by FabFilter that it adds pre-ringing, and they showed an example where your low end loses punch, so they don't use the linear phase, but it's apparently always different on what source. So you should always listen to it if it sounds
Does
good.
Rob agree, or
Sorry?
does Rob agree with that, or?
I don't know. Yeah, Rob, do you agree? Because actually it corrects your pre-ringing, and if you have pre-ringing on your kick, you're actually changing the phase. So I'm not sure if linear phase is the best way to go in there, but you should always listen to it.
Just
if it
use
works.
the ears. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why I used natural phase on this one. So.
Yeah, Jamel is asking, do you don't use any EQ in the production step then? So when you're producing, you don't focus a lot on EQ.
Just least as possible. Like I don't want to focus too much on the technical part, but like I have like in the production process, I have automatically an EQ8 on every channel, and I just use it to get rid of low end that's just really annoying or in the way of any stuff. So just do basic stuff like really quick, but not like any peak frequencies to get out or get rid of or whatever.
Not get
If
super
it's-
surgical. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's it. That's the word. Not too surgical. Just quick and. I know, and the good thing is about that is you can just focus on the creative stuff. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about how it sounds. It's just worry about how it's how you present everything and how you present every
Just focus
element.
on the
And,
music. Yeah. Yeah.
like creating something to arrange is step one, and then step two is arranging it. Like make an arrangement. So if you want to make a track of like 6 or 7 minutes, you have to make sure it's like. It keeps it stays interesting for the listener. So that's the thing you should worry about when you create a track, and then afterwards you worry about how it will sound. And it takes a while if you use this approach. It takes a while to find out what's the best way, like to export the tracks and what you want to use in the mixdown process, like. I have this one as well. This is an audio effect track, and this is just the reverb I used in the production process. And I want to use that again because it just has that vibe of the track, so I don't want to start over with a new reverb or whatever. So next here is the synth, and actually with all the sounds I do like low cuts and stereo imaging. This is what is this? So I didn't do any imaging here, so I think it was just good as it is. Just a bit stereo. This is like the main synth. Here's the topping of the pad. I like to layer this as well. So this is just, I think, the same melody.
Yeah.
And there's some Rhodes here. And also it has a lot of this this plugin. This is nice from Waves.
The doubler.
It's a doubler.
Yeah, it makes it super wide. It's nice.
Yeah,
but still
but
controlled.
it's also good to use the imager afterwards, just to check out the phase, because it might get a bit of a bit wild, so that it doesn't sound that well in mono. Oh, you can see this. See, it goes everywhere actually, but it stays quite right. Let's check. This is mono. This is good. Also in the mixdown process, I have on the master I have a utility plugin. I have the mono button mapped to a key, so I can, if I do stereo imaging, I can just press one button on the keyboard just to see if it sounds well in mono as well.
Yeah, if it's not too crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Smart.
So I think those were, there are a bunch of other sounds as well, but the processing is all the same. Like, see, it's very little processing. I have, like, this is a snare, and I use this one. It's also nice. I don't use it that often, but this is nice. It's a multi-band transient shaper. Just use it a little bit, just on the entire spectrum. I see just a bit of less sustain.
Yeah, so if you're at the mixing stage, you think like my snare is a bit too long, it needs to be more snappy.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
still change it.
That's nice. So here I have a Stylus track, so probably a bunch of drums.
Without the downbeats.
Yeah. So what I did here, I did a bit of compression because of that random function in Stylus. Sometimes it gets a bit of you get some peaks and stuff, and I just use it at a bit of a background loop.
Yeah, to control it a bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see, sometimes it reacts to some parts. It also has this triangle. That's really nice. I use a lot of triangle from Stylus as well. It's really good stuff.
What's the triangle?
What's a triangle?
Yeah.
The sound, like the triangle.
Oh, like the triangle. Oh, yeah,
the
like
triangle
what's
sound.
like a plug-in. Oh, sorry, man. I was just zoning out. So it's a it's the triangle. So like ding, 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 ding. Nice. Yeah.
So different drums.
What's a triangle, man? This goes in the books. I'm gonna cut this out and use it as a blooper.
Well, this one is nice as well. I have some loops here.
Yeah.
This is grouped. And what I did here, if I turn this off, and what I do here is just I limit them. So there's just like it's sounding really flat actually. Not that much right now, but. And then I got a lot of the low end off, just that it sounds like a bit of a shaker.
Yeah.
So if I play the drums, and also these loops are like just again some old school stuff, like really. There's one more actually. No, with the processing like this, it's almost like a texture, just a bit of a shaker, and then a lot of background noises as well, like
bit
this
of brightness for the high ends.
Yeah. It sounds terrible on its own, but with all the drums, that's good. So here are the FX channels again, and I have this echo. Vocal. This is, what's this? Well, all the processing is just only EQs on this one as well.
Yeah.
So I have some sensors. I use only one reverb in this, convolution reverb. So everything goes in here, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of low end on the reverb. Yeah.
Yeah, especially the drums, like.
Yeah, nice and short.
This is the flanger I just showed. I think I only use it on the assets.
Yeah.
And this one is nice as well. This is a hyper compressor. It's from Euromix. It's a project from Paramar. He makes he does mixdowns and mastering services, and also they make like this effect racks.
I think Sydney Charles showed this as well.
Yeah,
the hyper really compressor. Yeah.
Yeah, hyper compressor. Yeah. So what I did here, I think just the kick and some drums and really low.
Super nice, yeah.
Just to make the snare and the kick a bit more stable.
Yeah.
Maybe it's with the kick. Does quite a lot actually. It's a nice one. And on the master well, I use Sonarworks.
Yeah. For the sound
on my speakers. And this is a pass meter as well. I don't know if I use this. This is just a meter. So. I don't know why it's on here actually. I haven't.
Yeah, just
I
to check
haven't.
out how loud we're going. It's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
I think that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, nice. Hey, Petrescu. I think Romania's on board. Yeah, where are you all from? Let us know where you're from. It's nice to hear where everybody's from. Great. This is your mixing project. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's really insightful to see that you mix also in a separate session like Fyron
Yeah.
also does.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do it in the same project. I
Yeah.
always make a mix down afterwards. I don't do it in a new project. I don't render out all the stems. I just make a new save and I start to just mix it in the project.
Ah, yeah, inside. Okay.
Yeah. So I can still change some stuff if I want, but I usually
Ooh,
don't.
yeah,
It's
that's
dangerous.
no dedication.
It's dangerous. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's also a important thing for me to just render the stuff, and because then you're dedicated to the arrangement of the track. So that's finished, and then afterwards you just only do the mix down because
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different way of working. I always suggest to my students, like, if you've never done one way, try the other way.
Yeah.
Try
Yeah, of
it, and
course,
if you don't like it, you can go back to the way you always do it.
Yeah.
But changing up approaches can really teach you a lot of insights.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I've tried
Yeah.
it, and it's not for me. So, oh yeah, we've got Romania in the house. Petrascu, thanks, man. You're welcome. Thank you for checking it out. I'm glad you like the content. Switzerland in the house, where the cheese came from. Nice. You got lots of people. Portugal, I saw already. So it's nice that you guys are here, and that we can show some music from Den Haas. Let's play another track of that release that's gonna come. I think we didn't have Dance Tip yet, no?
No, dance it
The
wasn't
one with the vocal.
played yet.
Yeah. Let's
that's
go
it.
play some more music, and stay tuned.
I order you to dance for me. I order you to dance for me. I order you to dance for me. Start this, let the beat get down. 'Cause I'ma shake it all night and then some. People dancing, I can spot 'em. When I take control, you know I got 'em. Stop the music, that's out of the question. The flavor unit takes no suggestions. If you're not on the dance tip, here's your chance to be. I order you to dance for me.
Oh la la! That was such a nice vocal, man. It's a very powerful track. So yeah, I think Julian Veloso You asked me already earlier this week if he wants to go through the project of Rain, and yes, he has it ready for you. So glad you're tuning in. Are you
Yeah,
Italian, by the
it's
way,
here.
Julian? Because Beloso sounds. Oh, Colombia. Nice, nice.
Good. Okay, so this is a track. It's called Rain. Is this is the arrangement project?
Where he says Colombia, where the oh well.
What?
He says he's from Colombia, where the dot 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 oh well. You know, it's very funny.
Yeah, we know what to say.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, Rain. There we go.
Yep, this is it. So
Yeah,
once
go for
again,
it.
there's a kick here. I think it's a sample from some pack analog kick. I did quite some processing. I made it shorter, and this is the Studer from Universal Audio
Studer.
and the Peltec. It's a sick, deadly combination.
Yeah.
I only did a bit of I did a bit of boost on the 60 and a dip on 200. What I do a lot with my kicks, by the way, is just to boost a bit of 60 and dip to 200, just make it a bit more.
Emphasize the low end. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
and the Studer also does a lot.
Yeah, it brings a lot of character.
Yeah. Here's the bass. It's from Analog Lab. It's basically it's just a package of all the Arturia plugins. It has like all those instruments from Arturia, like the ARP, Buchla, CMI, CS80 and stuff, and it has plugins like a ton. So it's really nice, and it's also nice. You can filter things out. So if you want like a bass sound, you can go here.
Yeah, I love the Arturia
And
pack.
there are only just a few parameters to adjust in here, but well, sometimes it's just fine as
Yeah.
is. So this is the bass. Oh, it's turned on. That's it. And I think I just explained this. What I did here was I have this one, the road pad, and basically what's happening is so the bass is playing like an arpeggiated version of this road chord.
Yeah. So it's doing the same thing as the rest of the harmony, which is makes it
Yeah.
super nicely in key.
So like when the road pad here is low, the bass is low as well. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's an very easy way to make solid music. You know, you're working in one key, you make some chords, and if the chords go down, you use the same notes for your bass line. It's super nice.
This is a glide note. It's also from Analog Lab. Some presets. And I think what I did here was like with the Ableton push, you have like the slider on the side.
Yeah.
You can play a note and turn down the pitch, and that's what I recorded, I think. Yeah, that's it. So the pitch bend is moving.
Nice.
Somehow it won't show. Oh, here it is. And well, there's the road pad. Well, you see all different kinds of colors. So like this is just a basic clip, and this is the more advanced. So it's later on in the track, with an extra note in the chord. And you have this one as well. It has the rogue melody parts inside the same clip. I don't know why, but I just recorded it like this and it sounded okay.
Very nice sound, this Rhodes.
Yeah, it's from also from Analog Lab. I think I have the plugin itself as well, the stage plugin probably.
It's from the Wurlitzer.
Oh, it's from the Wurlitzer. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, really, I like road sounds. It's also, it always adds a different kind of vibe to a track.
Yeah, nice warms, you know, a bit jazzy. It's nice.
So here you have another clip. This is the progression together with the vocal, I think. So this is the drop part, and it sounds like this. So you can hear in here like the bass is not really very balanced, and it all sounds a bit muddy and stuff. And that's in this project. That's just okay. I just focus here on the arrangement and the creative parts.
Yeah, yeah.
So here's another key melody. I used Analog Lab again. I think that one was a favorite at the time I made this one.
Yeah, yeah. You have these phases, right, for plugins that trigger you
I think,
to make a bunch
it's exactly the same as the road pad preset, but I just recorded this melody part in a different clip, in different
maybe an octave higher or something.
track. Well, it's a melody.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of automation as well, which is happening at the end, I think.
Alfonso is asking where's the vocal from. Fyron shouts Brandy.
Brandy.
Oh, that's answered.
Also, the Redux automation with a filter behind.
Nice. I need to use more Redux. Julie noted.
That's nice. Yeah. This is a little step.
Shoreditch. That's where you played, no? And
I think that's in Shoreditch. Yeah.
Shoreditch. That's like the area in London, 93 feet east.
Yeah. So here's a chord as well. I only use it, I think, in the break. This one is string slow. It's from what was it? Mars. Samples from Mars as well.
Yeah. Great pack. Check out the samples from Mars.
I use this one a lot as well. It looks a lot like the Uno plugin I showed, but this is just a bit more simple and without the chorus. But it sounds really nice. And this is just only in the second break. And at the end.
Yeah, it's nice to have some sounds in there that don't come the whole time, you know, so you actually have...
I think the break parts are just really nice to do that kind of stuff. Just use some sounds or different sources and add a bit of new sounds into a break, because it feels a bit unnatural to just get rid of some sounds just to get into the break. It's nice to just turn some stuff off, like turn down the drums, and then start the break and add new stuff in place. So
and that you can drop when the drop comes, and then go back to how it was, but then it doesn't feel like you're dropping something just for the sake of dropping it to get this drop.
No, just to get back to the groove, and then So that's what I did here with this one, and also with the vocal, of course. It's just.
This was stuck in my head the whole week after Sunday.
We'll be for another week now then.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
Oh, one sec. So now onto the vocal. Well, this one is familiar by now, I think. I think the most important thing, well, what you see here, I use a lot of delays in this one. So here's the grain delay. Also, I like to add auto filter after a delay, especially when you like crank up the feedback.
Yeah.
And get a bit of just easy access to the feedback sound, so you can just control it with automation as well. So what you see here, like the feedback is going up and the filter is going down.
Yeah, smart move. Interesting.
Yeah, just put it in the back and then try to get something else up front. Like.
Yeah.
And there's another delay after the filter, so the filtered sound gets delayed as well, and then you get like a whole different sound. And then there's this one, it's from Universal Audio. I told you last week, I think this is the only time I use this one in a project, but
Yeah.
it's like the other one, I call it the Roland 201.
Yeah,
The
the green
green
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the space echo.
Yeah.
This
So
is-
what, especially that this feedback is like really cranking up the sound.
Yeah, it adds a lot of color also, huh?
Yeah.
Like Johannes that I told you about, he has the real version,
Yeah.
and he bought one super intact, and like it's a very old unit, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah. But like this rolling sound, what's coming now, that's really the tape echo stuff. It's hard to control sometimes, but if you add enough automation,
You can manage. Yeah.
it will manage. But it has a certain sound, so I don't like to use it that much because every time you hear that sound, it's just when I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's a tape echo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those were all the sounds, I think. So we have like a bunch of snares again. I like to layer a lot of stuff. So
Hey, nice.
I also do that with my snares.
Yeah, we got a
I
lot
think
of
I-
people in actually. Oh, sorry, sorry, I just got distracted by I missed all the comments from other platforms. So we got lots of people in the house.
lot of questions.
No, not a lot of questions. But Gregor House is online. We got Danny Farrell tuning in. Super nice.
Okay. So what I did with the snares, once again, I used that gate trick. So I have the gate triggers channel here and triggers all those loops here at a certain time.
Yeah, the gate trick is amazing.
Yeah, it's a really nice one. So these are the snares.
Super snappy.
Yeah. So and this is the full loop of the snare. I think I just made it really short with this transient function in Ableton. I use this a lot as well. It's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
So like,
Yeah, there's actually a MIDI plugin for this made by Holt. This is a Dutch guy. He created like a for sampler to create this transient sort of shaper as a MIDI plugin. It's like, I don't know, $3 or something on his.
it's really nice. Yeah. So onto the heads, you have the heads here. I exported the groove from this track, Unknown Melodyne CCP Edits. It had a nice breakbeat groove, so it's like I'm going to use this. So this is head one.
Nice head.
There's also especially the groove in this one is really nice.
Yeah.
There's another head and another head.
Yeah, it's great to layer those things to get full sound. Yeah.
There's a loop.
Yeah, amazing.
Well, again, with a lot of high pass.
Yeah, make it nice and like floating on top. Yeah.
This one as well. And here's the Stylus triangle.
Yeah, the triangle. I can't believe that I just asked like, what's a triangle? That's crazy.
The most informative part of the whole session is.
Hey, Greco House, you should join once as well, man. We should still make the date. I want him in the show as well. Got to get the guys from Ross and Deep on, you know.
Oh yeah, good. So here's, I think, the filtered drums. I use this one. I don't use it enough, actually. It's really nice. It's a Moog filter from Universal Audio as well. And the nice thing about this, let me check, how can I... Oh yeah, it has like a step sequencer, so you can control the filter cutoff in this case, and resonance itself. Like so, without
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it adds a lot of modulation this way, and modulation is movement and creates more interest in your music always. You
Yeah,
know? So
yeah,
if you
yeah,
can
that's-
modulate every
that's the
step,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's super nice.
So like step sequencers, and I have this one LFO, it's a Max for Live device. You can just map any parameter to this LFO, and it just moves accordingly. So this is, you see the envelope amount is moving here just a little bit.
Yeah,
It just creates that variation you don't hear, but it's nice to have because your brain will record it actually, and then it doesn't sound boring at any time.
no, exactly. So that's if it slightly moves, you know, it's just like real
Yeah.
life. You just need to switch it up every now and then. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Taking the same route every day. Why not take the
Yeah.
other block, you know, and see where
Yeah.
you get?
It's like I did here with the filter resonance. You have like it just 7 beats. Like it starts over at 7 beats. You see.
Yeah, so that's
And
always
just-
it's like
yeah.
polymeters. It's super nice. So it's always
Yeah.
different. Yeah. Also, I think this track, I don't know. It's just you can listen to the loop forever, and if you can listen to the loop forever, then you have a good track
Yeah.
in your hands. Yeah.
Yeah.
The scratch always
Scratch. This is
good breakbeat needs a scratch, you know.
yeah. It does. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So here are the FX channels. I always have them at the end. I also always add them at the end as well. So
Yeah, likewise. With me, they're always like in the bottom of the
Yeah.
the project. Yeah.
most of the time it's just like, oh, I have to add some FX stuff, and,
Yeah.
and just to remind myself, like, oh, I still have to do that.
Yeah.
But when I start doing that, I was like, oh yeah, it needs FX stuff. It's just really nice to just add something every once in a while. So like that's happening here. Like this one is just a filtered. And I do the same here, just on a different channel. So this is with a grain delay.
Nice. I should use more grain delay again.
Yeah. And this.
Nice.
And this one. This is just I think this is from freesounds.org. You know that website, right?
Yeah. I always share it with my students just to get,
Yeah.
you know, busy
Yeah, yeah.
sidewalk at night somewhere in the world. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Just type in, you know, I want some beach in Canada, and you get a beach in Canada. It's so
Yeah.
nice. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
what-
really good.
Yeah.
Some really nice uploaders there as well. So
yeah.
you can just click on some account, and then you will find something usable.
Yeah. Hey, and the vocal, Julian Veloso, the vocal was from Brandy, right?
Vocals from Brandy, yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. Here's another sample. It's a crowd sample. So what I did here, I think I warped it a bit just to make sure it's in the groove. So yeah. And also what I like to do with like these kind of structure or texture sounds, just to automate it every once in a while, just to turn the volume down or up, or use like this, like filter it away.
Yeah. I love this little
Yeah.
intro to it, you know. Really enjoy it. So nice. Yeah, that's what you get when you live in Holland. You make tracks by rain.
Yeah. That's not a surprise if you live in Holland, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Well, people, we're still online with 34 people. If you have any questions for Mr. Den Haas, feel free to ask him.
Yep.
He knows everything about breakbeats and lots of UAD plugins. I need to get back on this UAD train, man. So, hey, Jay Zandstra's online. One of my students. Also working hard to make lots of music. It's great. Yeah, but I really need to get these UAD stuff again. I gave away my satellite card, but I will get
it's still in Holland, right? You don't have it there?
Yeah, Jaron has it. Maybe if he upgrades to a UAD, I get my card back, and otherwise I will upgrade at some point, but I just need to save up some money. So people, I do beginners courses, intermediate courses, and advanced courses. If you want to sign up, check lessonsinlive.com. You can also buy the Lessons in Live sample pack. Support me getting a UAD card, because these things are expensive, man. So
They are. They're worth the money, though. So.
They're worth the money, definitely, these plugins, man. Yeah. I used the Studer as well, and I had the MPEX. The MPEX, I can't remember the number it has, but the MPEX tape unit. These tape units are really nice if you use them well. Yeah, the A2R 102.
ATR,
Yeah. ATR, yeah. Man, I always talk about this track that you made from Bugge Wesseltoft, this edit.
Yeah, the edit, yeah.
Free download on your site, and
it is. It still is, yeah, actually.
Yeah, man, and it's
Like
such a great track.
Yeah.
Because of the vocals, like if you just try, it also has a lot to do with
It has a message as well.
Yeah,
I like every once in a while I play the original as well, because that's so good.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's just motivating also. Just try, and you'll get somewhere, and that's what I like to teach my
really
students
nice,
as well. Jay has a question. I do have a question for Den Haas. What is the best tip you can give to a producer regarding this deep minimal genre? Interesting question.
Oh, well, genre-wise, it's hard to answer a question like that. I don't know. I think, the best tip is just to, especially when you're starting out, just reference a track and just go from there and see how anyone else does it. And well, first you copy, and then you create your own sound from there. So I think use reference tracks. Just make a default setting with an audio track called reference, and make sure when you start a new project you just put in a track you like, and then see how it's made up and what kind of sounds they're using, and especially also like the minimal genre. I think the arrangements are really important as well. Like how do they keep things interesting if you have like a track for 10 minutes? So that's, I think, use a reference track. I think that's a good advice for them.
Yeah, and also because it's in your project, and you can just work on it. You can work below and just go back to this reference track and hear what they do. Are they changing their hi-hats, or are they adding shakers all of a sudden and removing some other stuff? What are they adding in the break? How do they create the tension? Can you like emulate that?
Yeah, and especially I think in that kind of genre, like I showed with this one, like movements over time, like subtle movement as well. Just add some sequencer or like an LFO. I use a lot of auto filter as well with together with LFO, which just do it just a little bit and don't do it too much on the grid. Like do it randomly. Like have some stuff that happens over time and randomly, like so that it's not too expected.
Yeah, less predictable in a way. Yeah, I think like having weird timings, like a loop that's actually like 6 bars instead of 8 bars, or 7 bars,
or 3 bars. Also, that's
really nice. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's all about trying, and I think also you do a lot of breakbeats, but you also make like the new release is going to be more 4/4, but still there's some breakbeat influences like sort of in the back. But this track was more breakbeat based. You did a lot of like those, so it's also nice if you're sort of like stuck for inspiration, just move to a breakbeat, or try something totally different. Something just nice. Just put the
I think that's the thing is just to keep it interesting for yourself as well. You have to step out of like the 4 to the 4 beat if that's what you're doing a lot, and then just try something else. I do drum and bass stuff as well. Sometimes I just start a project, put it on 140 BPM, and then see what happens, and,
Yeah.
just try and
Yeah, or put it on 80 beats per minute, start to make it like a super slow beat, and then suddenly put it back to 125 and see, oh, wait, this is actually pretty cool, you know?
just do something you don't do very often. Use the most ugly sample you have and see what you can do with it.
Yeah, there are so many cool ways. Yeah, started doing more, but I found myself copying too much and killing my creative flow. Yeah, don't kill your creative flow, man. But if you get stuck, just feel free to, I think that every session will teach you something. So if you start to try to recreate a track, you will still pick up something or get an insight of how to use effects. So yeah, just keep on grinding, Jay. Keep on grinding. That's the only way. A loop a day brings releases your way. Put it on the Lessons in Life.
I think you should. Getting stuck is just. I think it's probably
a sign.
The consequence of putting too much time in probably something, or maybe the entire project. Just try to move on a bit, and then afterwards you can always change stuff. But if you get stuck, usually when I get stuck, I'm just working too long on a single project.
And getting stuck means you're putting in the work, so you can always say, I'm stuck, I'm going to make something totally new, or I'm going to have a break and we're going to find some nice sounds, or organize my sample library, or do something related to it. If you don't feel creative, just do something, find some sounds, mess around with a vocal, and suddenly you have something super cool. You go, you know what, I'm making a new one with this vocal. You could do
maybe some tutorial, or maybe
change this,
something like a plugin. I like that delay plugin I showed, the texture on.
Oh yeah.
That's something like that's really, you can create a whole different sound from anything. So if you get stuck, use some crazy effect and see what it does.
Yeah, or the Tantra or the Fab filter with some of the Sound Toys Filter Freak to get some modulation going on.
It's good as
great
well.
Starting point.
Modulation is really. It's also nice inside a project. If you use modulation, it changes over time so that you don't get too bored.
Yeah.
Or too bored too soon. So that's also nice to have.
Modulate that stuff. That's the big takeaway from this session. All right, so it's been 2 hours, man. We've been filling it up pretty well. We had people from all over the globe. I saw Portugal, Romania. We had Colombia. Nice. So is there anything, Jack, that you want to plug besides your new release? Of course, well, you can still plug it another time because we still have a bunch of people online, which I'm not sure if they watched the beginning. So feel free to plug anything you want.
I want to plug one thing. That's I think Rob did that as well. We have a label together, and our next release is planned. So I just showed the Mixdown project of the track, the Getaway track. And it's coming in August, so that's something to look out for anyone that's interested in our music. So
nice. Resonance, right?
Resonance, it is. Yeah, it's, we have a SoundCloud page where all music can be listened to, and some stuff we have edits as well where it can be downloaded. So I think Rob showed an edit last session with you.
Yeah, send me also the links to this, and I'll put it underneath this. This video when it's uploaded.
I'll do that, Jack.
Like always, we getting more questions in. Timber, hi Jack. I've learned so much.
Hi.
Thank you. I see a lot of creativity in your processing on instruments. Do you have any advice on improving your creativity in creating unique sounds?
Wow,
that's a great question.
Well, I don't think the sources are just basically, a lot of it are presets or samples, but I think the processing afterwards, and if you look at this road path, it has one auto filter, it has two auto filter, three auto filter, and all with different automation. It has a chorus as well. Just like I said before, modulation and movement is just really important. Like you can use a road sound, but how you use it and how you make it flow through a track is something you can get really creative with. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm answering your question correctly, but sound processing itself, I use a Miniloc a lot. I think that's a really nice synth to to create sounds, especially if you don't know much about synthesizers. It's quite simple, easy to use, but it has great sounds. If you understand, once you understand like how a synth works, well, creating a nice sound is getting more easy, and the more you do it, the more you will know what you like and how to reach that.
Yeah, and a great way to upgrade your, it's basically you want to upgrade your sound design skills. You know, if you identify like, hey, I think I can do more on the creativity side with creating sounds. Try to make one track with one synthesizer. Pick one. It could be operator, wavetable,
Yeah,
any external plugin, and just try to watch tutorials how to make a kick, how to make a bass, how to make a pad, and learn. Really try to sit down for a month and use sound design for a month and really get into it. Once you have that skill, you can use it in many different ways, and you have a great understanding how LFOs work and modulation, and to upgrade that game in a way. You know, if you feel you need to learn more about mixing, do the same for mixing. You know, try to mix a few tracks from scratch and use different techniques, watch tutorials, and apply the information that you get. Or, of course, follow a course with Lessons in Life. We have an advanced course with a mixing masterclass by Nora Q. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff you can do. Here, Jamal, you missed the gate trick. How does it work exactly? Sorry, I was late today. Yeah, you can rewind, but I think I'm good. If you still want to show something, let's go.
let's do the gate trick, and then and I think then
And then we'll call it a day.
We'll call it a day.
Yeah.
And just start a new live set. So it's in my default setting, default project. So
Yeah, nice. So you can show it a bit. That's great. And also, like,
Yeah.
I have a tutorial, Jamal, on the Lessons in Live. I make short tutorials called Dive in Live, and I show one where I use the gate on my hi-hats. So the hi-hats are triggering the gate, which is on a pad. It's actually, I've used it on the release on Josh Butler's Origins release, which is super nice to use this trick. And this trick is pretty much similar, but then using a different approach, which is nice.
yeah, so this is the gate stuff. I put it all in one group. So this group contains a MIDI channel with a drum rack, and I inserted 6 chains with each. Well, it all has the same white noise, so it's just this. And this channel is turned off because you don't want to hear the white noises. And what this one does, number one, it will trigger the opening of this gate. So that's why I call this channel 1. So if I made a MIDI clip here, and I want to like maybe put it on the 2s and the 4s, trigger the gate on channel 1. So if I play this, you won't hear anything because there's no loop inside here. So let's maybe do something with sounds. Let's see, some bass loop. So you load it in here, and when you start playing, then you can see here. So this is the white noise triggering this gate. So you'll see it in here. So when I play this, and the nice thing about this is you can control the gate. So if you open up the release, it will play a bit more of the sample. So and then I can go on with channel 2 and trigger different parts of that loop, maybe like this.
Play the release. This is cool. This is such a nice, like. Okay, so when we're done with this session, you're probably gonna end up making music. This is your baseline.
I think so. Yeah, maybe I finish this. This is nice. So the nice thing, I just added two loops, and it has something like, okay, this is nice. I can add a kick and then just go from there. It's just a really quick way to just generate ideas. So if I like add another loop on channel 3 in this case. The nice thing as well, you can all trigger them in one MIDI clip. So if you can just see where if
Yeah.
there's any space. Like
Yeah.
maybe do this. And then maybe, I don't know, look. And you can go really well, like maybe make this a bit, maybe using something like this. Maybe this. Not really worked. Maybe this.
Ooh.
Not bad.
Hey, and the gate trigger is how does this routed? So you got so many chains, and every chain is routed to a different.
Different, yes. I can add 6 more if I want. You just
Yeah.
fill up this drum rack with a bunch of new chains, and so that's why I call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that I can
Yeah.
see that this one is triggering channel 1. So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you do here is like you open up the gate plugin, and then audio from is coming from gate triggers,
And then under there you can
and
select
then you
which one.
just drum rack 1. So this is just this sound.
This is a great. You can have
Yeah.
hours of fun just throwing in
Yeah.
stuff, changing
Yeah.
the patterns.
Yeah, and then
Nice.
just together with the stylus, like you can just takes just a very little amount of time to get going.
There you go. These breakbeats of Stylus, man. This is ridiculous. Okay, people, buy the sample pack. Get my courses. I need to buy a Stylus too. Oh man, I wish I was rich. This thing, man. I forgot about this whole, you know. Okay, and then we ended up making music.
Maybe add a kick.
Of course. It's also nice to use your older kicks like this.
Yeah,
Nothing beats a good administration of your older sounds.
wow, that's usually how I get started. Like just add some loops and go from there. And
Super cool, yeah. It's nice, man. It's
so
so nice.
especially that gate stuff is just really nice, quick way to go.
To get some ideas going, yeah, and using
Yeah.
different loops in the same key, and then just you know, I
Yeah,
think
yeah, that's also nice. Like just use the search function and type in the key you want, or just type in a random key and see what kind of samples you can use and
Yeah.
go from there.
super nice. Okay, one last question, Jack. What are you using on your return tracks? Not so much, yeah. Convolution, reverb, and a delay.
This is a convolution reverb with German theater preset. and this is just a delay, but that's just my default project. But what I usually do, like, is use Ableton's Echo or like the Texturon I showed earlier. That,
Yeah.
but not that much in at the start. I like to just start as simple as possible and just go from there.
Yeah. Well, Jack, I think it was super nice. I want to thank you so much for
You're welcome.
sharing.
I liked it. I like to do it. It was nice.
Yeah, man, that's the dive in live. It's not. It's really inspired me to make a new track with some breakbeats. So so thanks so much for sharing all your knowledge, man, and all the plugins and all the tricks. If you haven't watched the full thing yet, or like you came later, check out the beginning. We the first hour they definitely showed a lot of stuff, like the whole thing actually. So unfortunately, you have to go through it. But there's way more episodes, people. So we have one with Sydney Charles. We had one with Joko, Just Butler. Well, I can name them all. Ilke Klein. They've all been here, and I want to thank you for watching from wherever you were. And keep making music. It's fun. And I think also Jack will now go back in music mode. You said you haven't been making so much lately, but
Yeah,
you have all the
I'll
reasons.
do something now. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Have a little break and make it like a nice night session or so.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, thanks so much. People online, thank you so much. This episode will be available later on. And you're always welcome to watch it back and check out the Lessons in Live website as well. I have lots of preset packs online. Some are free, some you can support the cause so we can keep going with this. And I'm working on getting some new guests in. So it's a bit hard in the summer though, but I will definitely be continuing this for on a weekly basis. There's also a new remix contest coming up, which I have more info on soon. So watch out for the Lessons in Live group and the tribe. Keep following us. And I'll see you at the next one. So enjoy.